How's everyone doing? So, thanks for being a subscriber. Thanks to my new sub. Again, we reached 2,000 subs, and that's awesome. So, thank you all for your support. So, I got a bunch of exciting news coming up. I'm super excited. But let's start on what this video is going to be about. We're going to talk about our dyno results, cams, our winners, and then what else we got going on? Oh yeah, some prototype side pipes made. So I've been working on this, well, for quite some time, and I finally was able to find somebody to help me out with it. And Young Automotive, he put together some prototype side pipes for me, and these are going to be made to order, but they're not available yet. I want to get your guys' input, but we'll get into the details later. So big shout out to the winners. Brandon from Mississauga, I think, Ontario, won a sweatshirt. And then we have Cody on the west side of the country, Washington State. So both of them are winners of some really nice merchandise from Ford. Now, the winner of the Draggy has until 7 p.m. tonight, which it's 6:38 right now, has not claimed the prize. And that was part of the rules. I'll let you guys know as of my next video, because what we're going to need to do is give it away again. So the rule was getting the claim within a week, 7 p.m. Guys, it gives you another opportunity possibly to win it. So let's talk about the dyno results now. Oof. We got a 443 on this result. Just for clarity, when we talked about that, some of the dyno sheets last week, we had a lower number where my tuner tuned it on in third gear. So, and that was the lower number, and I didn't realize that when I was sharing the information. So that's when we got a 436, 380. That was in third gear. And that's where it actually made a nice peak up, as you can see. So what we did is, again, he did advanced cams, retard cams, work with ignition timing, and nothing really seemed to work. These cams, I was told by Livernois, because Livernois is one who did my head work, and they were good for about 20 horsepower. Now, I just saw some information out of this SA design book where they made 25 horsepower, but these tuners, it sounds like working more on the lean side, lean safe, if you will, but a little, you know, where you're making edging more horsepower. I think my tuner is very conservative. That's what I think. But anyways, I want to show these results again. And we did make more. The lower line, again, is the before stock cams, and then the overlaid line, which makes more horsepower, is the Boss Racing cams. And they did net about, I think it was 11 more wheel horsepower. So we ended up at 443.
Okay, as you can see, here's the numbers. So the first set of numbers here are from the Boss cams. We made 389 torque and 443 wheel horsepower. Previous were the stock cams, and same number on the torque, 11 horsepower less for the wheel horsepower. We peaked right around 7,000 RPM, or just kind of held steady. And this seems to be pretty common with the Coyotes. Once they get above 6,400 mark, they just kind of go flat. Now, will a bigger intake, the Cobra Jet intake, or the Holly High Ram improve that? Something we're going to find out. So again, this is all good data for us because we're, as I said, using the same dyno. We're making progress. We're just not seeing like super huge gains. But the point is we are increasing our horsepower. The real test is going to be at the track. So let's take a look at these numbers. Now, this is a spreadsheet. And where we're going to go first is where we maxed out at our torque, which is right about 5,200 RPM. We got 380 foot-pounds of torque. And I think we'll do the math for you. Let me show you what that is. That's a pretty good torque number. And we did get an increased torque out of these Granatelli coil packs from our last testing we did a year ago. And that's why I kept them on. We lost about 3 horsepower, but we gained about 20 foot-pounds of torque. So we will use them at the track and maybe, move out the stock Ford coil packs and see what they do. Now for horsepower, you can see where these peak numbers at, where they come in. We got 440 at 6,400. Yeah, we start to climb here in the end. It looks like about 6,200 or 432, and we just kind of inch up 63, almost 6,400 or 438 wheel. And we get to a 440, a slight dip, and then we 441, we hold 440, 441. It just kind of is bouncing back and forth all the way through about the 7,000 RPM mark. And then once we start getting above that, we did inch up a hair right at 7,100. That's when we just slowly start to drop. So it'll be interesting to see what those numbers look like with the Holly High Ram. And we can do a comparison when we get there. So basically 11 horsepower, maybe that comes out, do your math, divide by 0.85, maybe about 14, 15 crank. We should see more out of it, but thing is that, again, we're looking at our progress on a dyno, and we're not making huge jumps, as I was expecting to see a little bit more. But understand, too, this is just a reference. On this dyno, a Gen 2, full bolt-on, Lund tune, E85, long tube headers, muffler delete, made 48 wheel horsepower, as an example. Another example, a friend of the owner of the tuner, I think he made 424 on his Gen 1 2012 full bolt-on Coyote. He added comp cams. Now, as you know, this is stage 3, full bolt-on comp cams. He got 60 wheel horsepower, so he ran a 484. What I'm trying to say is some dynos, or all dynos, are going to be a little bit different. Typically you say you're not going to make 500 wheel unless you have cams. In this case, made 484. So I don't think we're going to see huge numbers out of this dyno, but we are going in the right direction. The other thing I want to add is the coil packs we're using are the Granatelli. It gave us more torque, less horsepower. So if we were using the Ford stock coil packs, we would see 3, maybe 4 more horsepower. And this is known because I already tested it on this dyno. So let's say 3 more to our 443. We're at 446 on a 93 tune, which isn't bad. Once we get to our E85, I'm thinking we're going to be there to a 460 or close to a 460 wheel horsepower. But again, the owner's telling me, there's a lot of variables that go into it. Dyno doesn't run the same each day. And these are all corrected numbers. So it is what it is. Again, we're not racing dynos, but we're making progress. Are we going to get to the number I wanted to get to? Probably not, but I do believe we should see above 550 easily. Car's running great, by the way. I drove it home from Young Automotive, and
It feels good. It feels real good. What are we going to do next with the car? Well, we got coming a Holly high ramp. Don't boo me, guys. Don't boo me. And why did we go with a high ram? Because it's supposed to be right out of the box, outflowing a Cobra jet intake. And I wanted to get something that is going to boost me even more than the Cobra jet. Now, this is supposed to make more volume. Again, we're going to see what it is. But before we go there, we're going to run our car as it is. We're going to get it to the track. We're going to go back and do our draggies, and because we know our baseline on our draggies was the 373, and then we're going to find out where we are, and then we're going to make the move. So we did get some new stuff in too I want to share. So we did pick up the twin throttle body. But yeah, we're going to get this on after we do our testing, probably in the spring. And then we'll go back and get our final tune with this setup with E85, because I probably won't do it twice. The other thing I want to mention, the MMR crossover cooling is leaking. So we got to get that taken care of. This is a 65 twin millimeter throttle body. Boy, she is pretty. I can see why it's wrapped up that way. But Ford Racing, as you know, we're going to be moving some air with this one. It's a very nice piece. Once we get our high ram, we definitely will do a video on that too. So I'm excited. I may attempt to do my own porting on that. What's nice about it is you can take the lid off, and of course I got the high ram for the Cobra jet intake. So we should see, I'm not going to predict, we should see we should see an increase on that one. But at this point, the car's running good, and I'm happy with the outcome. So there's a few things we do got to work on now. Also, I lost my lope tune. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Everything else is working that came with the track keys. So the light indicating that the track key's activated, of course, is still working. There's a pit lane, but I still have to investigate into that. So a couple of things, again, like I said, we got to work on the car. So lastly, we're going to share some exciting news. We talked a little bit about in the beginning. We're going to offer. This is first offering from Coyote Productions. I believe the website store is going to be named Coyote Custom Supply. And we're not going to have a lot of stuff, but we're going to have a few things for you guys at a cost-effective price that can allow you to have some options to use for side pipes. If you have a Boss, you don't have to hack up your side pipes anymore. We'll show you the pictures of what we got going. Now, we will do a separate video on this too, by the way. I want you guys to comment on the design. It is going to be aluminized. It's not going to be stainless, but aluminized will last. But it's just a more cost-effective option, and I think you'll like the sound out of these things. We have them running parallel to the rockers as opposed to coming out. That's how Young Automotive designed it. But these first ones you're looking at is a prototype only. They may not be cut the same way you see them, and this is what I want you guys to comment on. You know, do you want them full out? Do you want to turn down? Which we can do that too, but give me your input and then we'll go from there. Hey guys, thanks for your support and everything, and let's keep this thing moving. Like and subscribe, and you guys have a great day. Thank you.